Are you aware since the early 1990s that you have been purchasing and consuming Frankenstein food without even knowing it? Well, today I'd like to take a closer look at GMOs, and my goal is to inform you of their history, their benefits, and their health concerns. To start with their history, where do GMOs come from? You probably should start with their definition. So, to define a GMO, it is a genetically modified organism, which is where scientists have taken and spliced genes and replaced those genes with other genes of more favorable traits. How are GMOs used, you ask? Good question. In 1988, the US Supreme Court ruled in favor of the commercial use of GMOs. So companies began to research and develop the GMO. By 1994, the first unsuccessful GMO was marketed to our local grocery stores, the Flavor Saver tomato, followed by the first successful GMO crop, Roundup Ready soybeans, brought to you by Monsanto. Shortly after, corn, rice, and sugarcane followed. So now that we talked about where they came from, I'd like to talk about, Calgene Incorporated was the first to develop the Flavor Saver tomato in 1994. This GMO tomato was modified to retain shelf life. However, this ended up failing. But in all, decades later to the present day, almost 80% of our food on our grocery shelves are GMO products or contain GMOs. Now to talk about some of the benefits of GMOs. GMO benefits are worldwide food security. They are beneficial in crop production, and they're also climate tolerant. Worldwide food security touches on world hunger. These plants are also bacteria resistant, and they have an improved nutrient profile. They are beneficial in crop production because they produce a higher quantity and larger products, as well as increased nutrients. These plants are designed to intervene against viruses as well as resist pests. They are also climate tolerant. These modified genes can resist unfavorable climatic conditions, such as the Sudan and Syrian War. Sudan and Syrian War was due to drought leading to food insecurities throughout both countries from 1998 well into the 21st century. Another good example is in Hawaii. By 1997, the ring spot virus decimated Hawaii's fourth largest crop, the papaya. The GMO rainbow papaya now accounts for 77% of crops, which immediately saved their economy. These are some of the examples of the benefits of GMOs. But let's also talk about the potential health concerns. Are GMOs harmful? Well, there's a couple key factors to look at. One, there's insufficient research data at this point. There's potential adverse ecological effects and possibly some health concerns that can come along with it. When we take a look at the insufficient research, the GMO has not been around long enough to really concisely decide whether they're harmful to human consumption or not during prolonged use or the long-term effects. There's also the factor that we don't know the effects on the bacteria-resistant genes in our GMO products, how they will have an effect on human health. When we take a look at some of the adverse ecological effects, when we change these genes, we could have adverse effects on these organisms in natural evolution, as well as the weeds that are around these plants we are using, the GMOs, are also becoming bacteria resistant. Another thing scientists are concerned about is plants naturally crossbreed. So when you have a GMO crop next to an organic crop, there really is no way to stop the crossbreeding and changing those genes that way. Another point to look at is the potential health concerns. Unfortunately, not all studies have been positive with GMOs. Some examples are prolonged use of GMOs may lead to health complications. When scientists have done studies with rats concerning modified cornstarch, they actually found the rats to have numerous tumor growths, as well as the main component of GMOs is glyphosate, which simulates estrogen and has resulted in increased breast cancer cases in women. So are GMOs harmful? We're not concrete on our decision yet. We need some more time to do some more research. So today I wanted to give you a few goals. In conclusion, I want you to be aware of the GMOs around you, learn their origin and where they came from, understand their benefits, but also be cautious of the adverse effects.